Welcome to the online module for chronic school absenteeism in the elementary grades. Information, recommendations, and relevance for child protection workers. This module was developed following a year-long collaboration between the Center for Advanced Studies in Child Welfare at the University of Minnesota School of Social Work and the Hennepin County Attorney's Office Be It School Truancy Intervention Program to increase the understanding of and improve interventions for chronic school absenteeism for children in kindergarten through 5th grade. This module is designed to highlight the results of this research that are particularly salient for child protection workers and supervisors as they work with children who may be experiencing chronic school absenteeism. This module provides an overview of chronic school absenteeism in elementary-aged children, discusses its relevance to child protection work, presents evidence-based models for intervening in chronic school absenteeism in younger children, and provides specific recommendations for roles and actions child protection workers should take in order to support families who are experiencing challenges in getting their young children to school on a consistent basis. Let's begin with defining the problem. Chronic absenteeism from school is typically defined as missing 10% or more of the school year. Although chronic absenteeism is often discussed as a problem for secondary students, researchers, policymakers, and educational leaders are beginning to more closely examine the issue among elementary-age students, typically classified as students in grades K through 5. One reason this chronic absenteeism in the early grades has been receiving more attention is that the incidence rates are quite high. The National Center for Children in Poverty, using nationwide data from the Early Childhood Longitudinal Study kindergarten cohort, found that over 11% of children in kindergarten and 9% of children in 1st grade are chronically absent. The authors of this same study also found a wide variation in absence rates across and within school districts, ranging from 5 to 25% for students enrolled in kindergarten through 3rd grade. In addition to high incidence rates, the long-term impacts of poor attendance in the elementary grades has contributed to increased attention to this issue. Research has shown that chronic absenteeism in early grades is associated with lower academic achievement in later grades, particularly for low-income children, is predictive of chronic absenteeism in later grades and eventual high school dropout. In many states, chronic school absenteeism is considered a form of child neglect and can result in legal charges brought against parents. Child protection workers often work with families who are facing a multitude of challenges and stressors and are charged with addressing these challenges in order to ensure child safety and promote child well-being. The issue of school absenteeism may be considered a low priority for some workers as it may not involve a direct threat to the child's immediate physical safety. However, chronic school absenteeism is associated with significant short and long-term effects that can impact child well-being. In addition to the negative effects on academic achievement and high school graduation, chronic school absenteeism results in a child being away from a safe, stable, and predictive environment, an environment that may be particularly important for children whose families are involved in the child protection system. When children are experiencing stressful and chaotic home environments, regular school attendance can serve as a protective factor. Its routines, consistent rules and expectations, regular provision of breakfast and lunch, and access to supportive adults can foster resiliency in children in crisis. Attention to school attendance is also important for child protection workers as, in some cases, it is a symptom of other significant challenges occurring in a family. School absenteeism can serve as a canary in the coal mine, alerting child protection workers that the family is in need of further assessment and support. One way to think about the complex nature of chronic school absenteeism in elementary-age students is to consider the factors contributing to absenteeism in terms of Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory. This theory presents different levels of environmental context that can be used to understand development: the microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, and macrosystem. The next 4 slides will describe how each of these levels can be used to organize the factors contributing to chronic absenteeism in elementary-age students. The microsystem refers to the contexts in which the child directly participates. For elementary school-age children, the most prominent microsystems are the family home environment and the school. In the home environment, research has identified factors including homelessness and high mobility, lack of access to transportation, family conflict, parental substance abuse, parental or child mental health problems, and large family size as contributing to chronic absenteeism. These factors result either in a family being unable to get their child to school on a regular basis, such as a lack of additional transportation options available when their child misses the bus, or lack of a home routine that includes early bedtimes and consistent wake-up times, or resulting in the family being unable to prioritize school attendance due to the existence of other stressors, such as lack of stable housing or parental substance abuse. In the school microsystem, a negative relationship between a child and teacher can result in the child avoiding school. Research has shown that some children who are chronically absent report feeling that their teacher does not like them or does not treat them well. The mesosystem refers to relationships among different microsystems in which the child participates. When discussing school absenteeism for young children, the significant mesosystem is that which exists between home and school. Research has found that a breakdown in communication and trust between families and school staff can create significant barriers to maintaining school attendance and solving absenteeism problems when they occur. Many families of young children are unaware of schools' attendance policies, compulsory education laws, and the importance of early education. In addition, some parents have had negative school experiences when they were younger and thus are wary of the intentions of school staff, leaving them less likely to attempt to communicate and work with school staff to address attendance issues. Families for whom English is not the primary language often have difficulty communicating with school staff, which makes problem solving regarding attendance more difficult. The exosystem contains settings in which the child does not participate, but which have an impact on the child. In terms of chronic school absenteeism, little research has been done examining the exosystem. However, one study did find that parents' employment schedules and responsibilities have a significant impact on the child's ability to get to school, specifically when a parent's job involves working shifts that lead them to either be asleep or out of the house when the children need to get up and get ready for school. The macrosystem refers to the cultural, political, and economic environment in which the child lives. Many of the factors identified by workers at the microsystem and exosystem levels are related to the larger macrosystem. Issues like housing, lack of transportation, and limited parental employment options all relate to the economic and political system in which the families operate. As child protection workers, it is important to note how many of the factors contributing to chronic absenteeism are also associated with other types of child abuse and neglect and general threats to child well-being and safety. The video presented on this screen was prepared by an organization called Attendance Works, which advocates for a nationwide prioritizing of school attendance. The video presents an overview of what the problem looks like nationally, the consequences of chronic school absenteeism, and highlights the strategies being applied in various localities around the United States. Click your mouse on the link on the screen to begin watching this 6-minute video. Research on successful interventions to address chronic absenteeism in young children is limited in terms of the number of studies overall and in the number of studies that have found positive, significant results. The 4 models listed on this slide have been shown to have some positive effect on chronic absenteeism. The following screens will present brief summaries of each model. Project REACH is a program that was developed in the Des Moines, Iowa public schools in 2000 to address chronic absenteeism in elementary schools. The model consists of a 3-stage approach. Each participating elementary school has a building attendance team, or BAT, that is made up of social workers, school nurses, and administrators. When a child receives 5 unexcused absences, the family is referred to BAT. The focus of BAT is on building a partnership with the parents in order to solve the child's attendance issues. The BAT team uses strategies including parent conferences, home visits, counseling for students, referrals to outside agencies, and other general case management supports to assess the issues that are impeding the child's attendance and to work with the family to address those issues. For students who continue to have attendance issues after referral to BAT, a referral is made to the county attorney's office to the Level 1 truancy court. The parents have to appear in front of a judge with other parents whose children are experiencing chronic absenteeism. After the meeting with the judge, the parents are offered the opportunity to participate in a restorative justice model mediation session with county attorney staff and a school social worker to work out any other issues that are keeping the child from school. If the attendance issues continue after the referral to the Level 1 court, parents are referred to Level 2 court, which is a traditional court model in which the parents must enter a plea and can request legal counsel. Results of an evaluation of Project REACH show that attendance improved for students who participated in BAT and those that also participated in the restorative justice court model. A key aspect of both of these stages of the model is on building trust, increasing communication, and developing collaborative problem solving between school staff and families. Truancy Assessment and Service Centers, or TASC, is a model aimed at addressing early truancy that has been implemented statewide in Louisiana. A student is referred to the TASC program by a school once they have accrued 5 unexcused absences. At the time of referral, the teacher completes a risk assessment on the student. Students who are deemed low risk receive a letter from TASC staff and the district attorney or juvenile court judge outlining compulsory attendance laws, stressing the importance of early schooling, and explaining the legal consequences that will arise if the student continues to miss school. Students rated as being high risk are assigned a TASC case manager. The TASC case managers set up an initial family conference with each high-risk family in which they conduct a second risk assessment in order to better understand the challenges the family is facing that may be inhibiting their ability to get their child to school on a consistent basis. Based on the results of the second risk assessment, the case manager provides a variety of supports and services aimed at removing the barriers to the student's attendance. Case management services are provided for 6 months. Results of an evaluation of the TASC model showed a small decrease in overall truancy rates for students receiving the case management intervention. Notably, researchers found that the program benefited students with the lowest high-risk scores, that is, students who were close to the cutoff between low and high risk, and offered the least benefits to students with the highest high-risk scores. Although some TASC case managers office within school buildings, unlike Project REACH, the TASC program is relatively independent of the school districts. The schools provide the referrals to TASC, but the case managers are not considered to be school-related staff. Check and Connect is a model that is currently only being implemented in middle and high schools in the Minneapolis Public Schools. However, in previous years, the model has been implemented and evaluated in elementary schools in Minneapolis and its suburbs. Check and Connect workers are referred to as monitors and are housed within each participating school building. Students who are viewed as being at risk in terms of attendance, academics, or behavior are assigned a Check and Connect monitor. Ideally, the same Check and Connect monitor works with a student and family for at least 2 years. Monitors check, they monitor attendance, academics, and behavior for each student, and discuss this progress with students and parents on a weekly basis. They also connect. They focus on developing positive, supportive, trusting relationships with students and parents that fosters a strong connection between the family and the school. They teach students problem solving and coping skills, connect families to outside social services as necessary, and facilitate ongoing communication between parents and other school staff. A 2004 evaluation of Check and Connect at the elementary level found an average of 104% improvement in attendance for students participating in the program compared to their baseline attendance rate before beginning the program. After 2 years, 63% of students who participated in the program had sustained improvements in their attendance rates. The Be at School model is implemented by the County Attorney's Office in Hennepin County, Minnesota, and involves a partnership among school districts, community social service agencies, and the County Attorney's Office. The model is composed of 4 stages. A student is initially referred to be at school after they have accrued 6 unexcused absences. The family receives a letter from the County Attorney's Office that outlines compulsory attendance laws, explains the importance of regular school attendance, and invites the parents to attend a meeting, referred to as a parent group meeting, or PGM, with a Be at School social worker or attorney to learn more about attendance policies and supports that are available to them. This constitutes Stage 1. Stage 2 occurs after a student has accrued a total of 9 absences, at which point the family is contacted by a caseworker from a community social service agency. The caseworker offers the family the option of receiving case management support services for up to 90 days. Caseworkers focus on building a positive, trusting relationship with families and removing barriers to attendance. Supports and services provided range from the provision of concrete needs, such as alarm clocks and bus tokens, referrals to other services, such as housing advocates, substance abuse treatment, and mental health counseling, and the repair and facilitation of relationships with school staff. Stages 3 and 4 of the program are compulsory, and referral occurs when a student reaches 15 and 22 absences, respectively. Evaluations of the Be at School model have found that attendance rates improved for students after both Stages 1 and 2 of the intervention, but that improvement occurred regardless of whether or not the family chose to participate in the stages. That is, whether or not they attended the PGM or worked with a community caseworker. In the previously presented models, child protection workers do not play a central role because the models were all designed to attempt to resolve attendance issues prior to a child being referred to Child Protective Services for educational neglect. However, it is important to note that although the models proved successful for a majority of students, a substantial minority do not show improvement and eventually are referred to Child Protective Services. Child protection workers also work with children who may have been referred for services due to other abuse or neglect issues, but who also are experiencing chronic school absenteeism. Based on what we know about the factors contributing to chronic school absenteeism and the most promising models for addressing this problem, the question arises as to what should child protection workers do when they encounter chronic school absenteeism among families on their caseloads. The first step for child protection workers is to prioritize regular school attendance as a critical piece of child well-being. Obviously, child protection workers need to first consider the immediate safety of a child. However, once immediate safety has been established, consistent school attendance should be made a primary goal of a case plan. As previously discussed, the long-term negative impacts of poor school attendance on children's academic and economic success are well established. In addition, children involved in the child protection system may be in particular need of the safety and consistency provided by the school environment. Child protection workers can help families meet the goal of regular school attendance by initially assisting families in setting up healthy routines that can better facilitate getting children to school on a regular basis. Workers in the Be at School program have shared that a useful strategy in their work has been talking about school and attendance regularly with parents and children. They might say to a child, "I'm going to see you on Friday and ask how your week at school was." They regularly check the attendance records from school, and the parents and children know they are checking on them, and this seems to help school attendance be a priority for the family. Workers have also reported the usefulness of incentives for good attendance, such as gift cards, lunches out, or inclusion in special activities. These are all things that a child protection worker could do in their work with children and families. Attendance Work has developed a parent guide and parent toolkit to be used by professionals working with families on school attendance. Click on the links to review these resources and consider how they could be used in your practice. When a child in a CPS case has chronic school attendance problems, they have more than likely had previous contact with multiple other intervention providers, such as school social workers, school nurses, school administrators, attendance teams, or community agency workers. It is imperative that child protection workers establish contact with all other providers who have been working with this child, both to aid in the CPS worker's assessment and to aid in the design of an intervention plan by providing information about what interventions and strategies have already been tried and what their outcomes have been. In addition, ongoing direct contact should be established with any adults who are continuing to work with that child related to school attendance and success. By regularly engaging with school-based staff, CPS workers can create a team of support around the family. CPS workers can use their expertise in assessment to provide a broader picture of the family to school staff, which could lead to better or more creative interventions and supports provided from the school. In addition, CPS workers can assist families in advocating for the needs of their children in the school setting. This concludes the module Chronic School Absenteeism in the Elementary Grades, Information, Recommendations, and Relevance for Child Protection Workers. This page contains a link to the Attendance Works website and information on the research studies used throughout this module. If you have further questions about the information contained within this module, please contact Tracy Laliberty at the Center for Advanced Studies in Child Welfare.